Which episode is this? Episode. I always forget this. Episode 6.
Is it 6 already?
Yeah, 7. Let's just say it's 7. Hopefully it's
Okay.
7. Yeah. So for people who are watching this right now, we're gonna change the format of things. So from this week on, from actually next week on, because it's coming out on Sunday, there are gonna be 2 episodes per week with 2 people on, 2 guests, or my co-host obviously. And we're also going to change the format. So we've kind of started on we've kind of based our podcast on we're going to do this for what the people want to see. And it's true though. It's true though.
It's true.
The topics we talked about. There's been maybe 2 where I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
But from now on, I'm gonna have people on and we're gonna talk about what we want.
And hopefully that way, we'll be more interested in
Yeah,
what we're
hopefully-
talking about, and it'll be more interesting.
If the people don't like it, they don't like it.
you don't like it, you don't like it.
It's
This is not a problem.
don't unsubscribe. But if you don't like it, you don't like it.
You don't like it.
So this is gonna be the new format, but let's get into
Yeah.
this one.
Also, just putting it out there, it's just Sam and I right now. Victor had to peace out because of corona restrictions. So from now on, it probably won't be all 3 of us
For a long
minute.
time.
So yeah, no more bullying.
No more
I'm
bullying
stoked.
for you.
I'm stoked.
Should we just say we kicked him off?
Yeah, we kicked him
Yeah,
off.
we kicked
Yeah.
him off. He
Sorry,
was bullying Piper too much.
It's too traumatic.
Yeah, so now it's gonna be 2
Yeah.
for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know
COVID's
anything.
crazy, but
But
that
yeah,
actually kind of leads us on to our
first
topic.
topic. Actually, no, second topic.
Okay,
You messed
sorry.
up the order.
I'm
now.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Actually, it was third topic.
It was third topic.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's just a little bit
Piper.
of clickbait. That was just a little bit. All right.
The title is just gonna be Piper. You know that. Piper. Yeah.
Just Piper.
Yeah, like
I'll
Simon.
send you a really embarrassing picture of me. So
I don't know how to spell your name.
Okay, that's fine.
Your second name.
It's fine.
Okay, Piper, this is actually about you. This
Woo!
is your podcast, your episode to shine and rise. Because previously you've just been torn
Just
to
a little.
pieces. You walked off the set. But I know you.
You know me.
But obviously not really. I know you. I don't really. I want
Yeah.
you to tell us everything.
Everything. All right, where do you want me to start?
Where are you from? Well, I know this,
Okay,
but the people
so-
at home don't know.
This is low-key a tricky question. So I was born in Ecuador, so I have an Ecuadorian passport
No way.
and citizenship. And then I moved to California, and both of my parents are Irish American. So I'm Irish American, and so I have an American and Irish passport. And an Ecuadorian one. And then I've lived in Luxembourg for 8 years.
So you don't speak any Spanish, do you?
Spanish was my first language, but then I forgot it all, to learn English when I did these
Nice.
days. So it's woo, hola. No, I can understand it, and then it comes to speaking, it's guys, let us know if we should do ASMR. Just
We're
putting
not
it out
doing
there.
ASMR.
Okay, we should.
I hate
Ew, me too. No, okay. So yeah, I'm kind of.
So you would
I
say
just vibe.
you would consider yourself American,
Yeah, I'd be American, I think. First
more
and
American
foremost,
than
but-
Irish.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
probably so.
agree because you don't have
Yeah.
Irish accent at all.
Yeah,
Zero.
that's the ultimate determinant of.
Yeah, if you're
the
not
accent.
if you don't have an accent, you're not Irish.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right.
So you grew up United States.
Yeah, basically Luxembourg and California. I've lived in Luxembourg more than I have California.
When did you come to Luxembourg?
This is my
5th
8th
grade?
year, 4th grade.
4th grade, yeah.
Yeah, so I was in California for 6 years, and I've been here for 8.
Wait, what? 6 years?
Yeah, because then I was in Ecuador before there.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just so
All
quirky.
around
I'm just
the
so
world.
woo.
All right, so you came to Luxembourg when you were 10?
9.
9,
Yeah.
yeah, because you were 12.
Yeah.
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 8 minus 3 makes 12, right. So you would consider yourself American.
Why do I have to think about that? I had to do 8 months. Okay.
8 minus 5
Yes.
equals 7. Yeah, so you would consider yourself American.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
are you ever you're gonna go back to America?
Nah. The US is kind of a mess right now, so.
Really?
I had no idea. Oh my
I
god.
didn't hear about this.
Yeah, no. US is cool. We'll go back for vacations and stuff. Once Corona,
Yeah, once
vibes.
Corona just
But
degage.
yeah, exactly. Couldn't said it better myself.
But
But yeah, for right now, nah. I don't think I'll live there. Again.
so who your parents are both American Irish?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did they think of the whole disaster that's actually going on right now in America? What was the discussion on the
So
table
Corona,
at dinner?
what are we?
all of it, the
All of it.
elections.
let's just say it's not a great time to be American right now. It's high-key embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's like, woo! But yeah, no, I don't know. We have our house in Ireland, so we were there for the summer instead of the States. And a lot of people were asking, they were like, yo, like, how do you feel about the whole situation? And it's so, like, hard to put it into a nutshell. Like,
Yeah.
It freaking sucks, man. I didn't swear. We're getting good.
You did in the past.
Frick off, man.
Frick off, man. Yeah, that works.
There we go. So yeah, I don't know. We're not really happy with the current situation and our past president and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's.
But you're 100%. I know you, but you're 100% Biden all the way.
Oh yeah. I
all
mean,
the way.
yeah, he's not all of his views are my favorite, but
yeah,
so much
obviously, yeah.
better than Trump. So the bar is set pretty low. But.
And what was, and this is very, I guess, a sensitive topic, but what's going on in, like, as an American?
Yeah.
What was going on in your head when that whole Black Lives Matter became huge?
I think it's hard to put it into like a 30-minute podcast, but basically, I think I'm not happy George Floyd, like, it happened, but I'm happy that there was that awareness that came with it. You know, obviously, I saw it, and I'm not, like, a super, super emotional person, but I started crying when I saw the video. It was, like, me, like, ginger midget, like, but it was just so, I don't know, it hit very close to home. I have friends who grew up in the same area where he grew up, and it's just, you know, people knew his name, and so it was, like,
people in your hometown, like,
no, not my hometown. I have just friends that lived in the same town as him, and so yeah, it definitely it hit close to home. So yeah, it's such a vast issue in the States. Like, I remember growing up in California, where the population's only 37% white. So like, there's a ton of Latinos, nice, blacks. Like, it's so international,
very
right?
diverse. Yeah.
And so I grew up kind of experiencing both the best and worst of the, like, you know, like, I grew up with that culture, but I'd also grow up with all the racism that came, like, with all my friends. And I don't know, it's,
But you didn't go to, you obviously didn't go to high school, but you went to school in California.
I went to the same. Yeah,
is it like, it's not like ISL?
No,
like,
not at all. Okay, I went to, like, my parents taught at, like, a private school, so it wasn't like the stereotypical, like, American high school experience. But yeah, no, it definitely was. If you can imagine, it was even more of a bubble than ISL. Like, it was even more, like, just rich kids who had nothing better to do.
Really?
Even just being young. And so, yeah, we had, like, one Mexican kid in our class, and it was, like...
That was it?
Yeah. And so our school, to put it into, like, perspective, from grades, like, kindergarten to 5th grade, there was 100 kids in the school.
Yeah. So ISL day one, where they had, like, 500 students in total.
Yeah. So it was, like, tiny. It was just, I don't know, it's not, I don't know. Like, I left California when I was 8, so it's kind of hard to get, like, a good perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely remember growing up and hearing the N-word and hearing slurs for Latinos. And so yeah, the whole, kind of going back to your point, like, the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm glad it's gotten voice. It sucks it hasn't gained so much momentum in the past, because I mean, things like George Floyd have happened so many times. It just happened to be that it was on video.
Recorded, yeah.
So yeah, it definitely was frustrating, I think, not being able to do very much and not being able to. Yeah, I felt.
Yeah, you couldn't really do anything but kind of spread it.
Very limited voice, and I mean, yeah, petitions are cool to a certain extent, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. You kind of feel like the itch to do more, but.
But with you said high school is, you know, obviously not high school, but the school you went to was sort of similar but more than ISL. But I've always wanted this. It's not like the stereotypical, the one we see in movies where it's just like that.
High school in the States is very much so, like, in the
movies.
You get, like, the football, you get, like, lockers.
Really?
It's so similar, but middle school and, like, elementary, that's, like, what we call lower school, is so different from, like, what you see on screen. But I was also, like, keep in mind, I was in, like, Northern California, in, like, wine region, where everyone's, like, super hella rich and privileged and white. So I don't know, I think I got a very different perspective because I actually went to a different town from, like, where my house was to go to school. Yeah. And so I think had I stayed in my hometown, it would have been very different.
It would have been very different. More like local, or like.
Just because it's so much that privilege, there's not that, like, sense of superiority because you're white, you know. And I grew up like the people across the street were Mexican, the people next to us were black. It was just like you grew up with so much more of a sense of community and like diversity rather than just going to school and being 8 and hearing like, the N-word. Like, I don't know. I don't regret going to school there. I think I definitely got like a good education, but I also was exposed to like secondhand, like standing there, with my friend who was black and hearing the N-word screamed at her. It was like,
And that I feel like that's another thing I wasn't aware of it at all, and this neighborhood is very diverse. Like my neighbors over there, they come from like China and like from all around the world. And in school, before I came to ISL, it wasn't. Everyone was Luxembourgish. Everyone could speak the language, but their fathers were from like Italy and then Germany. It was like all from like around the world, and I didn't really realize, the race problem. Like here, they didn't address it at all. It was never like a problem. Like, oh, you're from there, you can't play with us or something. Something like that. But then when I came to ISL, it wasn't in. I wouldn't say 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. I would say 8th grade. Or when I finally kind of got access to social media, I kind of noticed that was going around and that was actually an issue. And then later on, like, oh my God, they teach us so late about this. They don't really teach us, like, they spread awareness and how to deal with it very late.
Yeah.
In school.
I feel like they don't handle it.
Yeah, no, I remember it was in health. They started talking about it in like 9th grade. Yeah. Which I believe is very late. And then obviously that's when I became aware of it. And then now this summer was when I really, and this whole year is when I really started getting aware of it. And it's crazy to believe that they tell us that late. Yeah. And kids get aware of it so late as well.
And I think I was talking to my brother and he asked, okay, so in the States it's like every other person is black where we grew up. And so it was just like, and I remember when he was like 2 or 3, we were sitting in a restaurant and we were the only white people. It was just like a black-owned restaurant. We walked in and he goes, I love all the people with their chocolate skin. And like that was his first reaction, and it was so like, I don't know, it was so wholesome to see like kids don't grow up being racist. It's like taught to them, and I think it's so aggravating to understand that like, we have like the potential to have like a really sick world, but then it's still just like, I don't know, that sounds like a Hallmark. Like
I remember having that as well, where when you apply to ISL, there's like a whole system you have to go through, and you meet the administration team, and they like tell you about the school. And I remember seeing that, and I didn't speak English at all, but I remember seeing that. I don't know I think it was actually Chris's mom, the first one I met, and I remember her telling me, like kids might call you this and this, like these words, but just because of color skin. I was just saying that, like, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. This has never been an issue. And then for me personally, it's not been an issue, but we've had cases, and especially last year, big cases where that was actually a problem. Yeah. And I think it's sad that we get taught about it and the awareness is spread so late, because if it was earlier, it would be I think it wouldn't happen as much as it does. So,
I don't know how to phrase this. What do you think it is about ISL that makes it so inherently? Is it just like people not calling each other out and there being like a culture of like, I don't want to speak out? Or
I don't know, because sometimes the people that do speak out, there is that sort of, for personally, when I'll take the example of Leo, a kid that used to go to ISL, and he had the same color skin as me. He was black as well, and I kind of understood, and my friends did as well, and many people did as well. But I'm very sure that there were the other side of the people that were just like, what is this guy talking about? Yeah. And I think it's this inner circle of, because some like teachers don't know what's going on with students. No. Like, they don't know anything, legit. And I think it's this inner circle. And when you do speak out, some people will understand you, but some people will make a mockery of you, quite literally. Yeah. And I remember, like every time, it doesn't even have to be about racism or race. It can be about anything. Because I remember this kid, and I forgot his name. I think it was Marnix or someone. Oh, I forgot his name. But it was I think it was like 7th grade, 8th grade. Mr. Keach like called everyone in, and we had like an assembly. And he was talking about how he was like getting bullied and stuff. But I don't remember his name, but for people from ISL that are watching this, they probably remember. And yeah, that was like a big thing. And then
Yeah.
it's always that either you understand it and you get it because you're educated about it, or you don't get it, and either you're actually racist, which I don't believe anyone is in school, or you think it's funny. Like,
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't say funny.
Well,
but
I've seen a lot, especially I think like 9th grade, 8th grade, not like the present ones, but just like when kids in general are going through that phase. It's like you don't want to be the person that's made fun of, so you kind of go along with it, and like to combat that, you do like a full like 180 and are like, all right, let me be racist, so it doesn't seem like I actually have like feelings and care about what people think. And I think that's, I don't know, from like what I've seen, that's definitely been the case. Like you said, I don't think there's anyone who's like actually racist. It's just like, but that doesn't justify like what they do.
No,
and what they say. It's if anything, it makes it even more aggravating because they're not doing it out of like.
I believe it's that they don't know where the line is. I feel like us in my grade, many people do know where the line is. With my friend, I keep it to my like friends. I never, if I'm talking to someone I usually don't talk to, it's if I'm working with someone in class I usually don't work with, and it does somehow lead to that conversation. I know where the line is.
Yeah, of course.
With my friends, I play around, but obviously I know my friends. I know when it's enough, and they know obviously when it's enough. But it's the people that don't know the line, and then they go out of their friend circle, go to some random people, and then they don't know where the line is, and that's usually where we see the problem, and that's where I believe it was with Leo Vermeulen and with other cases we've had in school, where they don't know the line, and then you overstep, and then it becomes a problem, and then obviously, and big up to Leon for having the courage to kind of speak up to it, because I would say had an impact on school.
Yeah,
not really, but I didn't see it, but I felt it.
There's definitely. I was talking to Miss N, who's a black teacher at our school, and she had mentioned. She said, "Did you see Leo's video?" I said, "Yeah, actually, I was really proud that he was able to." I mean, it's definitely. I can't even imagine how difficult and vulnerable that must have felt. Like being able to put like all that personal stuff. But I think it definitely did raise awareness to a certain extent. But kind of going back to like what you said about like within friends, I think there's a certain extent like you can have banter with friends, and it's like okay, like but if it is past, you can kind of call them out and be like, yo, it's too far. Whereas if it's like outside your friend group and it's just like it's someone you've never talked to and they bring it up, it's too far.
It can end up really badly.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's crazy.
I remember Miss Anne saying, I think it was end of last year, like hey, if you see Leo, like tell him like have a good summer and all of him, like be nice to him.
Yeah.
And that's crazy that a teacher kind of had to reach out to us and tell us, hey, like treat this guy nice because he's going through a rough time. And that was obviously ISL is a great school education system, blah blah blah, but that it's and I think I feel like we are an exception from other schools where the teachers don't know what's going on, the parents don't know what's going on. It's this inner circle of only the students,
100%.
And it's this kind of not snitch. I wouldn't say snitch, but it's that kind of, hey, like we're not gonna go to a teacher and tell them what they said. It's this kind of circle where no one tells on each other, because obviously I feel like all of us know everything about everyone. Like there is stuff
you can't really keep things secret.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been rare cases where it's gone outside of that student circle and it's gone to teachers, and that's what we saw in that case. But I feel that was
I was talking to my mom, and she's like, I don't know what happens like at all. Like I could not tell you anything that's going on in my grade. Like sometimes she'll ask me and be like, do you know if this or this is happening in 8th grade? Like not out of, it's more like I want to be able to help kids, but I can't if I don't know what's going on, you know. And I don't know, it's a hard situation. It's a hard.
And that's what we're starting to see as well with the what was it, the ISLT account? Yeah. That's one thing that finally got to the teachers, and they straight away, like within a week, Miss N did something about it. Yeah. And I remember in our advisory, our teacher, our supervisor, sort of say, asked us all about it, because they didn't know anything. They legit didn't know what it was, who created it, why it's there. And then the assembly came obviously, and it's
But it shows, like, I don't know, if teachers are... It's hard at the same time because there are things that are, like, personal that it's difficult to discuss with a teacher.
Yeah.
But it's also... It shows, like, if that information is given to, like, the right person, like, there are things that can be done to help it. So, I don't know. It's... Yeah, kind of going on to... This is kind of abrupt, but I know you wanted to talk about coronavirus and seeing as... Like the current situations, like it's almost break. Are you going anywhere or doing anything?
No.
Yeah.
Where was I supposed to go? I was supposed to go to Iceland actually.
Oh yeah.
Surprise for my friend who left last year, and some other people I know there as well. I was supposed to go to Iceland, but that got cancelled, and I was supposed to also go to Val Thorens in February.
Sick.
With the Greta Bob and everyone, like basically all my friends.
That sounds so sick.
And yeah, that all got cancelled. It's almost been a year.
Yeah, it has. I was talking with someone about this morning. It's like it's been like a full year of COVID.
Exactly.
And it's kind of scary because the cases like haven't really dropped down, but the
now,
vaccine is coming in.
It's been better in the past. I would say 3-4 days, where the numbers are actually down. You see them declining, but the fact that it's been, when was it? March, February, where I would say it became a problem in Luxembourg. That is a long time.
I know, it's hard to believe. This year's gone by so quickly, but like when you put it in, I don't know. It's crazy that we're in December. Like I feel like we started school yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
no complaints though.
No, it's I can't say the same for myself.
Yeah.
But it's wow, I forgot what I was gonna say. March. Oh my god, I had it.
Okay,
you distracted me.
Sorry, that's all my fault. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, it's your fault.
Luxembourg cases.
Down. Luxembourg. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say that we obviously experienced the lockdown in April, end of March or beginning March, April to all the way to May actually. And where that was a time where everything was done, the country went 100%, and then after that, I had a great summer. I'm not gonna say I didn't have a great summer. It was a great summer. I did great things because we kind of had that complete shot. Everything was done, and I believe that we are not really, because people still go out and do whatever they want. Like I know people are still overcrossing the limit. We are here, 2 people. We're respecting regulations, but I feel like we're kind of again in that transition where we are kind of going into that lockdown. Everything is very safe, everything's very limited as well. And I'm fingers crossed that in 2 weeks when the announcements come again, what is going to happen, that it's going to be like May when everything opened up again.
I know, fingers crossed, because it's either going to be that or like full lockdown again. Like there's no in between. So.
And hopefully the vaccine is going to have an impact as well.
Yeah,
although see. I do know that Luxembourg ordered about 120,000.
Oh my gosh.
Which is not enough. Not even close, but
it'll go like to old people.
It'll go to old people and hospitals. Yeah. So the people who are working in the hospitals. But hopefully we can not transition again, because obviously end of summer, August, September, that was still nice, but then October, deadly.
Yeah.
We went back into that 800 cases range.
Yeah, I remember coming back from France because I was in lockdown literally up until I took the flight to come back here.
Yeah.
So 5 months. And so I remember it was like that release of like freedom, and it was like woo, I can like do whatever. But I think it's also hard to have like full on lockdown and then like complete freedom, because then everyone's like, all right, I have to compensate and like go out and see all my friends, you know. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes like this time next year. Yeah,
because it's this time is always, although this vacation is nothing's happening. Next week we are staying at home. It's exciting because it's this time again where it's almost the next year, and I'm really thinking about what I'm gonna do next year. I have big things planned, obviously.
Ooh,
and I had them. Yeah, exactly. I had that. I had the same thing for 2019 going into 2020, but obviously that didn't work out. So it's this. I feel like it's an exciting time. Although we have to hold on, just wait like. I know. I'm like. Just wait like two.
Crawling my way to the
exactly. We're almost there. It's a very exciting.
Actually, okay. Really quickly, how have you felt like, not virtual learning, but how did you what was your take on that? Did you prefer it
Virtual
over,
learning.
Yeah. Did you prefer it over physical school, or because I haven't had virtual learning like at all, and so this next week will be my first time doing it. So it'll.
This week I've noticed that in every subject they've given us like assignments for the whole week that take like the whole week. They've given us like things that like you have to start now, else you're not gonna get it done.
Yeah.
But virtual learning, I don't know what to tell you. It's for me, I didn't mind because it was HDSC. Now obviously things have changed, but it's nice for me. I wake up at just before like I have to get on, so at like 8:20 or so.
Yeah.
I wake up, it's fine. You get to stay at home. That's a benefit, but obviously, depending on what you do in the subject and how important it is, I feel like the grades are gonna go down.
And I think no, for sure. But I think because towards the end of last year, you guys were heading towards the end of your GCSE. So once exams were canceled, I'm not.
I would have failed.
You guys
those.
kind of like chilled, right? Like it wasn't. But
well,
like
we
now
didn't.
because it's the of course you didn't like chill, but there wasn't that much pressure.
No, we did like end of year exams basically, and that counted. And we did like preparation for AIs and all of that in class, and then that was our like grades.
Yeah.
But that time after, because we went into virtual learning because it was lockdown was during like a break. And then virtual learning, and then after like I think like a month or like 3 weeks, we went back. No, we did the like change. So half of us are in school, half of us are not. Until the rest of the year, we did that.
Really? I didn't know you guys did it for that long.
Yeah, we had it from like, because it was May and we ended in June. So I think it's like end of April. We started doing that after the break, where it's like half of us are in, half of us are not, and that was I minded it because my group was terrible, but that was fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not doing that, but virtual learning is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But it's only for a week, and then we have like 4 days.
And then
actually, I have so many tests like those last 4 days.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like fat.
One day we come back out of the test.
I know. It's like.
It's exciting time because this week it's gonna go by fast, very fast,
for it.
and then the last week. We've planned. Exactly.
So we gotta go hard.
We have assemblies planned. Yeah? We're gonna dress up. We have big stuff planned because I'm working with the school to try and make this school fun. This school needs some fun.
I know it's so like you said, like American high schools. It's so the stereotype of having like pep rallies and football games.
Yeah.
And, like everything. It's so true. And so coming to ISL was a bit like.
Yeah.
Ew.
So 2021 for all the ISL kids were my team, obviously, and obviously the 12th graders and the 10th graders and everyone.
You just say my team.
my team. Now we have some big stuff planning because we talked to Miss Crush recently, actually 2 days ago, and it's important that because we're coming out of this terrible year. Terrible but important year. It's important for the school to have some fun, and that's also why we have the last day off because. We kind of
so glad.
We kind of argued that with Miss
Was that you guys?
No.
Okay. Oh.
But
well, whoever did, like, major kudos. That was.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it.
We've covered like a fair.
Yeah, we've talked about.
We started with Piper and ended with
school and how good it is. But thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Vicky. We're calling him Vicky now. Victor's Vicky.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's Vicky. No, not Vicky Moody. Whoa. Don't get any faults. But yeah, he's guys, you're gonna see Vicky as well.
Victor will
end
be
of
here
this
next
week. Yeah.
And then so
But thanks for coming on.
Of course. Wait. We're like co-workers on this. I'm coming on, but
yeah. Piper's always coming. She's coming back every week.
Yeah, you guys are stuck with me.
Yeah.
Dad puns. But yeah, thanks for listening. As
Thank
always,
you for listening,
let us know on
guys.
Instagram if you have anything you want us to talk about. We are still kind of gonna stick to subjects we are more not interested
but we're
in,
talking
like,
about what we want to talk about.
Yeah, but if you guys have any suggestions about like I don't know mic quality or if you want the cameras back, just let us know if you have like any. Yeah.
I do believe that because we don't know how this year is gonna end out, how it's gonna work, but we don't know about visuals either because we're trying to work to get us on a. Can't say that yet.
Oh, we have a very special project coming up. Let's put it that way.
But visuals are most likely not going to be back anytime soon.
And that's a good
just
thing
because
for you guys. Otherwise, it's
just because the quality's been so bad, and I do believe that if we want visuals, it has to be top quality, and cameras can't keep cutting out.
We gotta deliver the best for you guys.
Yeah, we gotta deliver the best, and we
nothing,
feel like
so.
this is the standard, and we don't want to have 5 cameras and then one of them turns off, and then like last episode was a mess, and so thank you for listening, guys.
Yeah.
See you.
Subscribe.
See you Wednesday, guys. Yeah. Wednesday. This is coming out today, Sunday, and Wednesday you're gonna have another episode. Yeah. We're doing double episodes a week now.
I have to have like the final. Ready? Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Cut that out. Hugo, cut that out.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.